Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm John.
And we're the Geezers on the Go.
Go, go, go.
In this episode, we're at Westcott Beach State Park on the shores of Lake Ontario in New York. The park is located in Henderson, southwest of Watertown, and right across the lake from the Canadian border. Westcott has 146 sites in 2 different camping areas. The larger campground has a mixture of grass sites and gravel, electric and primitive, and many are very near the shoreline. The newer plateau area has 30 paved electric sites, about a mile up the hill from the lake.
The town of Henderson has an excellent harbor and marina, as well as shops and restaurants. And, unbeknownst to us, it had a picturesque and historic waterfall. About 5 miles north of Henderson is Sackett's Harbor, which played a pivotal role in the War of 1812 and has been declared a New York State Heritage Area. Finally, 10 miles south of Westcott, we found a sandcastle contest at Southwick Beach State Park. And here you thought sandcastles were just for the ocean.
We're here at Westcott Beach State Park near Henderson, New York, along Lake Ontario. We're in Site 26. Sort of strange sites here. They're all grass. Most of the people do it as a back-in, but ours was long enough that we just pulled in the opposite way and did a pull-through. The electric's on the other side, but reached easily. There's all sites down there along the bushes and stuff in this loop. There's about 8 sites in this one little section that we're in, and they all have electric. And there's some more over on this side, but like I said, none of the sites in here are paved. They're all just grass. And this one over here is Site 31, which is gigantic. I have a couple of kids, so they were like all excited to add all this grass. And there's 28. So let's come walk around the back here. You can see what we did. I parked right here and come around the back here and had all our stuff facing the tree, so we're good, nice and secluded almost. Put out the awning, lots of shade, and we pulled off far enough so that when we pulled out the slide, it wasn't too bad. I'd say the main problem with this loop is that the road here is very terrible. There's gigantic holes here, and every time you go by, you lose your back teeth, and pulling a trailer through here to get out is going to be a little tough because the holes are really deep. People, you could tell, trying to get along on the grass over here too to get away from these big holes. I wish they would fix them. It looks like they tried to, but no success. As we make our way down to the end of this road, it's very, I could tell, wooded and lots of grass is growing. There's a little creek running behind here. And when we get to the end of this road, we'll have to go to the left, and that's where the beach is. As you turn the corner down here and you start at site number 35, that doesn't have any hookups as in the one next to it. But as you come down a little farther, they have electric. It looks like they might be trying to do a horseshoe pit right there. It's covered up for the moment. This is actually where I thought I had picked the site, but I was wrong. We'll take a look down here. These sites starting at 40, they have electric hookups, but they're all kind of close in here, so maybe I'm not too sad that I picked the wrong site, that other one, because they're a lot bigger, and you can tell everybody looks a little squished in. So there's a couple of sites on this side, but they don't have any hookups. They're just primitive. You see, like people with big tents. It's 39 over here, and Like I said, everybody looks like kind of close in. And a couple more sites in the middle, 43, and I think this is 45 over here. A couple mostly odd numbers, and 47. Lots of space and lots of shade, and the bathroom is right behind you, but you have no hookups at all. 50 is the pop-up, 52, 54, 56, 58, and they're still, like I say, kind of close. The only really good ones I would think are at the end because you have a view of the lake. These are the last two at the end of this loop, is 56 and 58. 58 is probably the primo site. You probably have to book this way in advance because you go right down here. There's a little walkway down to the beach. What a difference a day makes. Yesterday over the weekend, this whole row was full. Not a space to be had. And today it's Monday. And there's nobody here. If you're staying at the campground, it's almost like you have your own private beach here because you're separated from the day use area. So the only people that will be over on this part of the beach will be people who are camping. There is a road that goes right along the private beach here to the campground, and there's quite a few sites that are right here, but none of them have any hookups, so they're just primitive. But there's lots of walkways like this that come down to the beach, and you come down here and you can go swimming. And there you can see, if you walk down from any part of the campground, you can come down here to this little protective area. It looks like they've put new fences up here and put some other wind fences along with it so the beach stays a little better. And it is the weekend, and there are quite a bit of people here. All the primitive sites are full just about, maybe one or two, but a little surprised, but not really. Another reason for these fences here, it says it was planted, all this grasses and things were planted to keep it kind of wild here to support native plants and migratory birds, butterflies, and other insects. And it kind of gives you the whole breakdown here on this sign. That one at the end is 123, and boy, you got all this space here, and it does have electric. So I'm going to have to make a note of that one. On your way to the boat launch, there's one little side road that does have a couple of campsites. That's 108. They're pretty big sized spaces. That's 107, but there are no hookups right over here. But you're pretty close to the beach. It's just not that far on the other side of the boat launch. I don't think those people have enough chairs. These are all the cottages here at Westcott. There's 1 and 2 in the trees. I'm not sure if you can see the lake from way up here, but maybe.
Oh, looks like they have a lake view.
A little bit, yeah. They're very big.
There's 8 of them.
8 of them, and they look like they have a little deck and some chairs in the back, and looks like they have handicapped accessible because they're van accessible. You have to park. Only thing is, you got to park way over there and carry all your stuff way back there.
We're entering the plateau camping area now. This is a bit newer area. It's about 2 miles from the rest of the park. Again, they have mostly, I guess they're all just electrical hookups.
And just grass, no pavement.
That's 153, we just went by, 154. They're all numbered in the hundreds. Really nice bathhouse in the middle of this loop.
There's also campsites on the inner loop too.
There's 158 we just passed. 159.
There's there's a bathhouse in that inner loop. Right behind there is that's 139. Seems like everybody's towards this way, maybe because it's closer to the bathroom, but they give you pretty good space, but none of them are paved, so if it gets rainy it might get a little squishy, just like our site is too, the same.
Yeah, they're all grass. Most of them are.
They're nice sites up here, give you good space, but you are a distance from the beach area. That's probably 2.5 miles back down the hill to the beach in Lake Ontario, but not bad sites. This is the day use area. It's the public beach here at Westcott, and right now it's a Monday. Not a lot of people here, but it's the end of the school year, so we've been seeing at some of the parks kids having their, I guess, end of the school year parties, and they're having fun today over at the playground, and there was a volleyball. They're playing volleyball, so, and there's another volleyball pit over there. This was a little nicer day, but I figured to come down and show you what the beach looks like if you came for the day. There is a little sandy beach here, and it also up here is this walkway. I guess you could go swimming up. There's a little bit of a jump, but I think they would rather you go at either end. There's the beach area. If you had a quarter, you could put it in there and look out at, there's boats out there. There's a couple of islands. I think the only problem is now nobody carries any change anymore. Where I walked in was the far end of the day use area, and there, I said there is a little beach down here. But I think the bigger beach is right here. That if you came, because it has the lifeguard stands, there's nobody here today, so if you wanted to swim, it'd be at your own risk. I guess you could swim today. It's probably in the 70s. Might be a little bit cool, but if the sun came out, it would be pretty nice. And as you can see, there's lots of school groups here today, and they're all having some fun. I'm going to take a little walk down here. You can walk out to the end of that jetty, so maybe we'll do that. Just across from that day use area is the parking lot for the boat launch, and this jetty runs out along the side here so that it keeps a lot of the water from crashing into where you're bringing your boat. So looks like we could take a walk out there. Let's do it. There's where the boat launch is in here, and I think this jetty here kind of keeps it a little more calm when you're trying to bring the boat in there. We're going to keep on walking out to the edge. Looks like some young kids are out there, some girls, and I think they look like they might be trying to meet the boys at the end, which is what teenagers do. So we'll keep walking. We'll try not to disturb them. Well, I did make it out to the end here. And we'll just get a little farther out. You have to be careful. Most of these rocks are not totally flat. Like I said, the campground is over there.
Here we are on the shores of Lake Ontario. Well, we're not exactly on the shores. We can't see the lake from here.
But it's only 2/10 of a mile to walk around the corner, and then to a little private beach here at the campground, in addition to a regular day use beach. But the campground itself has its own little beach that you can go sit down and watch a beautiful sunset at night.
Yeah, and the campsites are mostly grassy.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice for a change after asphalt and cement for
and gravel and stuff.
Yeah.
And we've been lucky; it hasn't rained, so it hasn't been soggy. So we've been pretty good.
And it's a pretty big park, although right now it's kind of empty. It's the middle of June and the middle of the week.
And right before school lets out. But it has a mixture. It's probably about half and half have just electric, and the rest are all primitive sites with no hookups, but it's pretty close to bathrooms and water spigots if you need it.
And if you get tired of looking at the lake, I mean, the lake is, I got to say, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to the Great Lakes before, but it's kind of like going to the Grand Canyon. Every time you look at it, it just amazes you. It's 4.5 million acres, this lake. You know, it's like being on the ocean. And, you might as well be on the ocean.
And the lake, this campground here does have a boat launch, and there's a couple little fishing piers, and has really nice little enclosed place where you do put your boat in, so if it is windy, it's got little rocks and jetties all around it so that you don't get blown all over the place. And a nice big beach too for day use area.
And we went to Southwick Beach.
About 10
that's
miles
a state
south,
park too, right?
Yeah, about 10 miles south of us.
They have a little bit of camping, but the reason we went down there was because they were having a sandcastle contest.
It was mostly kids, but it was kind of fun watching them build things, and they were so excited. And
it turned out to be their first annual.
First annual. Well, it can't first annual, but their first ever inaugural one. And the ranger there said they're hoping to have more. And also near here is the town of Henderson. That's what this park is in. And they have a nice marina and boat launch there, and a couple little restaurants. But the bigger harbor to go is about 3 miles north of here is Sackett's Harbor.
Yeah, that's pretty historic. They have it was the site of a major battle in the War of 1812.
Right.
When we repelled the British from taking over Sackett's Harbor.
Get out of here.
It's sort of helped the United States set the boundaries between us and Canada. And we'll show you some of the battlefield.
Yeah, and it's a nice little town. Has lots of little shops and restaurants and things. So it's really a nice area to come visit, and we highly recommend it.
We're down at the Henderson Harbor boat launch now. Guy fishing off the bulkhead out there, but this is a pretty nice big boat launch on a pretty nice big lake. You could basically launch 4 boats at once here. And across this little inlet here is the marina. You can see a little bit of it from here.
We're driving down the road in downtown Henderson. Pulled over because there's this little waterfalls right here. There's a big on waterfalls. There's lots of them in New York. I'm guessing where these little falls were, there was once a mill, this Salisbury's Mill, right down there by the waterfall. It probably ground up all the grain for the area. We couldn't find out much about the mill, except that it was built by one of the founders of the town in the early 1800s. And they're not even sure if there was a waterfall before the dam was built, but it's here now.
We're in Sackett's Harbor, which is just a couple of miles away from the campground. It's kind of a touristy little, I don't know, hamlet on the lake. It's got some little restaurants, shops. That place said, "Welcome, we're open," but I don't know what it was. So. Goodfellows, Italian Bistro, little hotel, coming soon, it says. Well, it better hurry up.
The brewery.
Sackett's Harbor, the Whiskey Coop. And I'll be back.
Down here by the marina and boat launch, there's a big old pavilion here. Looks like maybe they have concerts, or you can bring a lunch, or you could sit out here and eat and sit and look out at all the boats. And there's the Sackett Harbor Fire and Rescue. And it looks like they don't mind if you fish any place along here. There's some guy right here throwing out a line right by the boat launch. Sometimes that's a good place to fish, because when people come in, they dump their fish if they're not going to keep them, especially during a tournament. Oh, this is downtown Sackett's Harbor. And there's a brewing company over here. There's other lights there, and there's lots of little shops and things. We're here at Sackett's Harbor Battlefield. It's at the far end of town, and it's a famous area of a 1812 battle with the British. This area was actually the site of Fort Tompkins, when there was the fort here to sort of protect this little cove here of Sackett's Harbor. And it says the War of 1812 was on Navy Point, named for the Governor Tompkins, and garrisoned by U.S. soldiers and Marines. It's like kind of a cool place. Have little walkways throughout the area. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be out here, but the gate wasn't locked. So here I go. Again, there's the harbor, and you can see some masts from some ships there, and here's the cannons that might have been used during that battle. Right out there to Lake Ontario. This is sort of what the harbor in here looks like, and this is about where we are. And it said that they had the Americans had three two-gun batteries of guns, and there's a noisy dog right here at the edge, so that they could shoot out at the ships. And they said that they didn't use regular sailors; they used people from the town and invalid sailors to man the guns. This big building here at Fort Tompkins was the officers' quarters, or the commanding officers' quarters. He had a pretty nice digs and looked straight out at the lake. We're on our way to go to Southwick Beach to go see there was supposed to be a Sandcastle tournament, and in stopping to take a picture of the sign, I got too close to the curb at the end, and my tire is in a big hole. And the park is that way. So we're now waiting for AAA to come and pull me out of the hole. That's what we're on our way to go see, the Sandcastle contest today. But unfortunately right now we're stuck. But hopefully we'll be on our way soon.
You in drive?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, come forward, go forward. Give her some gas.
Well, after a little detour of getting us out of the ditch, we're here at Southwick Beach State Park, about 10 miles from our campground. And there it is.
Okay, let's go out to Southwick Beach, to our correspondent on the scene out there. What's going on, Jill?
We're here at the beach here along Lake Ontario, and they're having a sandcastle contest with people building things, and it should be an exciting time. Oh, looks like got some people building some cool stuff over here. Do we have a winner over here, you think?
Yes, we're gonna win. They're gonna lose.
We're going this way, and we're going to go this way.
So today is June 14th. It's a Saturday. This is the very first time that Southwick is celebrating Get Outdoors and Get Together Day. And because of this day, we're hosting a sandcastle contest, which goes from 10 to 2. Judging will start at 1:30, and we have prizes of park garb. So it'll be t-shirts and booklets and pens and everything. It's free to enter.
Oh, we got another contestant over here building sort of a round sandcastle. So what's your vision here?
A volcano
With a castle with it.
Oh, wow, okay. It's gonna be that tall?
yes, probably taller.
Unfortunately, we couldn't stay to the end, so we never found out who won. Maybe we'll catch them again next year, but till then, as always, we'll see you down the road.
Stop!